Storm in under a month, and the saturated ground can't handle it. In the past few weeks, California has seen up to 600% more rainfall than usual. More than 25 million people are under some kind of weather watch tonight. To put that in perspective for you, that's more than 60% of Canada's population. As Jennifer Johnson reports in our top story tonight, with the death toll already higher than California's past two wildfire seasons combined, people are being warned to stay on high alert.
Californians are taking it one storm at a time as relentless rain floods much of the state, destroying homes, businesses, and closing roads and highways. Millions are growing weary of this dangerous weather.
You have that level of just a little bit of anxiety about it. You want to prepare. And as far as what we have done, sandbags, getting ready for it.
Many residents had just finished cleaning up from the last storm.
It bursted through the wall. Within 5-10 minutes that we had about 6 or 8 inches of water, and then it started filling up even more.
And now it's raining again. More rivers and creeks across California are expected to flood this weekend. Officials are especially concerned about the Salinas River, which has breached its levees just over an hour south of San Jose. The rising water is threatening to cut off the Monterey Peninsula, home to Big Sur and Pebble Beach, from the rest of the region.
It's concerning. People are being flooded. Roads are being inundated. So, it's nothing to make small of.
Evacuation orders have been issued for more than 17,000 local residents.
You really want to respect Mother Nature, and you don't want to play around with that.
Major highways are literally crumbling, shutting off people from basic necessities like food and water. Officials are trying to keep as many roadways open as possible, but the saturated ground is causing multiple landslides.
If we end up closing roads, the impact on our community would be significant and devastating.
Downed trees continue to cause power outages. Giant sinkholes are opening up. First responders continue to tell residents to stay home after several people have been swept away in high waters. Those not evacuating wonder how much longer they can protect their homes.
It's going to rain for the next 3 days, so that's kind of like where we're at right now. Anticipation kills you.
Still, Californians are trying to stay optimistic as another atmospheric river pelts the state, with yet another one still coming. Jennifer Johnson, Global News, Washington.
Now, some experts say this parade of storms reveals a symptom of change we may see a lot more of in the future. Weather whiplash. Abrupt swings in weather conditions from one extreme to the other. California has experienced periods of drought for decades, but now the skies have opened up with devastating results. The rainfall normally seen in a year has deluged the state in just days. Storms, one after another, turning neighborhoods into lakes. Now, it's typical for California to have winter rains and dry periods during the summertime, but what's different now is the intensity. Climate change is making droughts drier and longer, and the rainfall relentless. The warmer the atmosphere, the more pressure it holds. Fewer storms are coming, but when they do, it's like a meteorological fire hose. Right now, California is experiencing a series of atmospheric rivers, long, narrow bands of water vapor in the sky. These rivers, seen here in dark green and yellow, hammering California this week. But despite the amount, scientists say the record rain won't solve the devastating drought in the West because the already waterlogged earth can't absorb it all. This has been loosening the soil, causing roads to crumble, with the potential for buildings to cave in with them. And any more rainfall, even if it's less severe, will only increase the devastation. Back to Canada now. The busy holiday travel season is over, but air travelers are still wiping away the bad taste left after weeks of excruciating delays and cancellations across the country. And it's been especially frustrating for Canadians still trying to make back the time and money from their ordeal. As Mackenzie Gray reports, there are growing concerns that current regulations in place that are supposed to help compensate passengers aren't doing enough to get airlines to pay what they actually owe.
Departure boards full of red have been the de facto Christmas lights for many holiday travelers this year. But that inconvenience often pales in comparison to getting compensation from airlines for those delays and cancellations.
Canadian traveling public has witnessed what we have in the winter as a very great lack of customer service by the airline industry.
The Airline Passenger Bill of Rights requires carriers to pay travelers for issues like cancellations and lost luggage, but experts believe the airlines often use loopholes to avoid making payments.
In some cases, airlines will claim falsely that crew shortage